right. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Interviews, back to talk more Outsider. We're doing episode 5. It is called Tear Drinker. Full spoilers if you have not seen this episode. It's Super Bowl Sunday. In fact, as I speak, it's still like we're under a minute. I actually delayed doing this review just to watch the last couple of minutes of the game. So I understand like not many people are really watching anything right now. This episode was actually able, they had a streaming early premiere for people that have HBO now. Didn't know about it. Wish I would have. Could have made this video a long time ago. That being said, this show is not easy to review. And this episode in particular is not easy to review because this is not, like, none of these episodes are filler. There's always something important happening. There's always a important clue and new things happening, but they're not always very exciting things. But in this episode, I would say the major theme is like dreams to this episode. Everybody's either being accused of having a dream or their dreams are possibly coming true. The fear of what your dreams are, the psychology of dreams in here, because several characters have either have dreams or are accused of having them. And we also get more insight into what Jack is going through with this outsider and how it deals with others. Like, there's multiple people. Heath Hostetter, his version of Jack was still out there up until the end of this episode. The beginning of this episode shows how he died. So you kind of feel like that's probably Jack's future by the end of this show. Unless they somehow manage to stop it. It looks pretty dire for old Jack, who is doing this thing's biddings. Again, I kind of equate it to like Renfield from Dracula. If you remember that character who, like, psychically, there's like a psychic link to Dracula that he would just do his master's bidding. And I kind of feel like it's a modern telling of that kind of supernatural relationship. Like, where Jack just doesn't even know what this thing is, why he has to do it. All he knows is that if he doesn't, he's caused great pain. But he's also kind of ready to say, fuck you. He's out in the woods calling this thing a fucking cocksucker. Just shoot me now. But it's the pain that it can inflict. And that's the other thing. It can inflict pain without even being there. So this like, again, how can you even stop this thing? It feels malevolent. I don't use that word lightly, because usually, like, malevolent is used for like a demon. And maybe that's what this thing really is. When they say the boogeyman or whatever, some monster, maybe this is some sort of, remnant from some kind of ancient religious time period. I don't know exactly how to put that, but it's even now, it visits Ralph's wife, threatens, it's now sending a personal message. First it sent the message to the kid. Now it's actually present, sending a message to the wife. You can only imagine what the next message would be. Somebody's going to die. Meanwhile, Holly's tracking down, like, what the patterns of this thing are. Like, if you feed on pain and terror and tragedy, where would you go? And she puts it together with the bartender, which I think is a pretty funny, not funny, pretty nice touch as far as, like, how she's doing this business, like, just bouncing off of ideas off of people, just having communication with people, trying to see where it leads her, and takes her to the cemeteries where she sees every cemetery's got some sort of derelict kind of place nearby. A little convenient. I don't know, like, if that's, like, it's a pretty convenient plot point that's the way it is. I've been past plenty of cemeteries that didn't have, have anything too strange by it. But I guess, I mean, I don't know. There's always some way, I guess, if you go by a cemetery, if you look around, you might see something weird. I don't know. Like, anything could be anything, really. And that leads them to the cemetery where Terry's buried. And then they find out that that's where the freaking barn is, where Jack went, where they found Terry's clothes, where they found the goop. So is that thing there right now? Jack takes stuff out to the woods, right? It looks like it's in the woods because it was in the barn. It can't be in the barn because they found it. Now it's just hiding out in the woods. Otherwise, I think it would be there right then. Ralph's wife tries to tell him right here, in fact, about the dreams. But again, we have to try to look at this show as it's, these people, there is no, this isn't like some regular supernatural show where people just start getting on board with the supernatural. This is played straight. So when somebody tells you that somebody's been in your house and it's maybe something supernatural, your brain logically can't let you go there. You automatically would have to say it's either a real person or you're dreaming. And with their past history, with the loss of their kid and their own trauma, you would go there. Now, my imagination, I don't know. If somebody told me that somebody was in our house and saying shit like that, I'd probably gonna climb the ceiling. But in this show, we have to base it on, like, because Ralph's character and everybody else, they're so grounded that they don't make those leaps. And she's frustrated. She's very frustrated because, he's the one who tried to get her to come back to normal after their kid died, and now he won't believe her about that this person was there. She even gives him the picture that she drew with the melted face guy that we've seen. Let's see, what else we got here? Jack being defensive, and the dream that the lady has with the newborn kid played by Hae-Tian Park. I actually thought that baby was gone. For a split second, I thought it was gone too. Like that was really, really creepy. And I was wondering, why isn't she opening fire? Oh, she must be dreaming. But then when she gets up, I'm like, oh man, that baby's not going to be there. And it wasn't. And even when she went out onto the porch and she looked relieved, I thought it was going to be Jack standing there with the baby. But it wasn't. It was just her husband. Ralph, I mean, even at the end of this episode, Ralph has his own dream about his kid saying, you have to let me go. We have the suicide by cop situation. So like I said, Jack's probably on his way out that way too. And that's all I really got. I mean, this is a very interesting show because it's like trying to catch a monster like you would a serial killer. Finding the patterns of behavior. But in the end, like I said last episode, even if you find out how to deal with this, how do you deal with this? You can't prosecute this thing. You can't put this thing in jail. And can you even stop it? I don't know. I mean, it makes me really want to just read the damn book and skip to the end maybe. I don't know. I know a few of you out there are reading it. So please, no spoilers. But I don't know. And like I said, I'm sorry that this is not the best review in the entire world because I could be talking about, well, the pacing was really, really good, or the lighting, and I'm not doing that. So anyway, that's all. I did watch the trailer for the coming weeks, and I actually kind of wished I hadn't because they really show a lot. Weeks ahead. I don't know how many episodes this show has. It's got to be between 8 and 10, I would think. So we've either got like 3 episodes left or we've got like 5 episodes left. Also, the guy that she's kind of sleeping with, Holly, he was doing some investigative work for paperwork that she left behind. Is he helping? I'm hoping that he's helping. He actually seems like a good guy, not like he is, how he usually plays kind of a creepy guy in other things. So, anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at reviews_gun. This is Rob saying have a great day. We'll see you next week on another Outsider. Bye.